How's everybody doing? This is Anthony Ron Logan, and today we got to talk about Michelle Obama's comments about, I guess, female voters, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Now, these comments were said at some place in Boston. I'm not quite sure where it was. It may have been a university, some kind of town hall or whatever, but it was during the Q&A section. I did not have video of it. If I'm able to find video after I do this video, I'll place that in the description box below. But check out the quote she said, and I'll place that on the screen before you. She says, and I quote, "Any woman who voted against Hillary Clinton voted against her own voice." Now, my question is, what does that really mean? Against, like against your own voice? What voice? Like, what voice are you talking about? Are you talking about a crazy voice that's in your head that should not be there, that says to vote against your own interests? Because in reality, voting for Hillary Clinton would be against many women's interest, right? Because she's talking about being for Planned Parenthood, for abortion. You're talking about job killing measures, and many women need jobs, or they're married to a person who works and has to bring home the bacon for not only them, but also their children. So how would voting against Hillary Clinton be voting against your own voice? What voice are you talking about? And how are you going to assign a way of voting to a whole gender? Isn't that being sexist, Miss Obama? Aren't you going to be the SJW type, the leftist that says you should not be sexist, you should not be racist, you should not be any of these obs and obics? Isn't that you, Miss Michelle Obama? So how are you going to be sexist right here? To me, it does not make any sense, but I digress. Now, let's get into the core of the matter. This is all just politics. It's all political gaming. It's all grandstanding. And really, Michelle Obama could be priming up for a 2020 presidential run. It could happen. If not 2020, maybe 2024. I mean, in relative terms, she's still pretty young. She's probably in like a mid-50s or something like that. So, you know, Trump being 71 and her being like 55 or something like that. I'm not quite sure how old she is. If you know, let me know in the box. But basically, she would be of the right age to run in 4 years or 8 years if she wanted to. So she's priming herself up right now. I mean, she was already getting primed during the actual presidency, doing all these kind of talks and having all these initiatives and stuff like that, like the school lunch program. That failed, of course, but that was like one little cog in the machine she tried to like put out there to say, okay, this is part of my legacy. I'm starting right now. So then if she was to come into office in 2020, she could just, you know, refer back to that, what she did years ago, and just build on it and build on it all throughout the whole time Trump is in office. And also just continue like from the point where she did the whole school lunch program all throughout the rest of her years in the White House as a first lady. And then throughout Trump's years in the 2020 or the 2024, right? That's probably what's going on here. And the reason why I think that is because just a few years ago, when her husband was running against Hillary Clinton, she had a whole different tune she was singing.
Campaigning in Chicago, Michelle Obama today told women why her husband should be the next president of the United States.
One of the things, the important aspects of this race is role modeling what good families should look like. And my view is that if you can't run your own house, you certainly can't run the White House. Can't do it.
Michelle Obama returned to her South Side roots to host a Women for Obama event at the Grand Ballroom on Cottage Grove.
Do you remember that? Do you remember how she was saying, oh, well, if you can't run your own household, then how are you going to run the presidency? It's a far cry from what she's saying right now. And her husband also had some choice words about Hillary Clinton back when he was running against her.
You know, come on. When Hillary Clinton says I'm out of touch, I just have to remind people of the track record. All right? So now this is Senator Clinton. This is the same person who has taken more money from lobbyists than any other candidate, Democratic or Republican. Taking more money from drug company lobbyists and insurance company lobbyists. And she's saying, I'm out of touch. Who do you think is out of touch? This is the same person who took money from financial folks on Wall Street and then voted for a bankruptcy bill that makes it harder for folks right here in Pennsylvania to get a fair shake. This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. Does that sound like she's in touch with Pennsylvania? Does that sound like she's in touch with you? This is the same person who says she's voting for the Colombia trade deal. Turns out that her top advisor, her top strategist, was working for the Colombian government to get the bill passed.
She's corrupt, taking out his money, can't run her own household. But now all of a sudden, Ms. Obama, you want to be sexist and say that, well, if you didn't vote for Hillary, if you voted against her, you're voting against your own voice. And the thing about it is, you know what, there was more than one candidate for president aside from Donald Trump. You also had, what was that, Jill Stein and Ross Baraka. Now, Jill Stein obviously is a woman and she's Jewish on top of that. And then you have Ross Baraka, who's black, right? And his name sounds like Barack Obama, doesn't it? Okay, so if you voted for Jill Stein, is that still voting against your own voice? Because you did not say voting for Trump. You said voting against Hillary Clinton. So that could be voting for a woman. That's just her just trying to pander to the whole anti-Trump crowd to bolster up her chances to become the president and also to bolster up the Democratic Party. Because in reality, why is she giving the Q&A? For what? For what reason? Why are you giving the Q&A? You have no need to do that. All you got to do really is just stay home. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like, does the former first lady have any kind of real duties? Does she have to go out there and give Q&As? What's the point? I mean, the Obamas have plenty of money. They have plenty of money. I mean, they got plenty of cash. They good. They good for life. They got lifelong security. They good. So why is she out there still working? It's more that's going on here. He's just trying to use the whole anti-Trump narrative to bolster up the Democratic Party. So when she wants to run, or if like Kamala Harris or Cory Booker or wherever other person in the Democratic Party they want to take from under a rock and put in the forefront, they will have a better chance of being able to win due to her current work she's doing right now. That's what's going on. So I don't have too much more to say. This is all just political grandstanding. In 2008, you were talking about how she can't run her own household and she shouldn't run the country. Now, all of a sudden, you saying that, oh, if you are a woman and you voted against her, then you just not listening to your own voice. You're not paying attention to your own conscience, to your own heart. You're just a heartless person and you're just not even really listening. You're letting your husband dictate what's going on. You're not a strong woman. You're weak. You're just a pile of trash. That's what I got from it. But what say you, ladies out there? Tell me what you think. I'm interested to hear your comments. How do you feel about that? Did you vote for Hillary Clinton? Did you vote for Donald Trump? Who did you vote for? Did you vote against Hillary Clinton because you were ignoring your own voice? And what is your voice? Like, somebody tell me that. I really don't understand. What is this so-called voice? I have no idea. But whatever your comments are, let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.